Hey dudes, what's up?
Good evening. Today I stand before you to talk about the best goddamn metal albums of 2024. Now, you might be wondering, why would you make a video ranking the best metal albums of 2024 at the tail end of 2025? Why would you do it? Well, let me tell you. I tried making this back in December. It was too dark, shitty lighting over here. The sound was bad, and the recording just no, it wasn't good. So I didn't even upload it, and I forgot about it. But 2024 was such a fucking amazing year for releases. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways. And if you think, God damn it, are you stupid? Yes, this is my channel. I can do whatever I want. I would be doing it a disservice not to talk about it. I have to talk about it. So I started this YouTube channel to discuss metal, because metal is awesome and I want to talk about it. So let's go. The best metal releases of last year. And after thinking about it, I'm not going to do the top 50 metal albums. I could do that because last year was amazing. I'm not even going to do the top 25, not the top 15 even. I'm going to narrow it down to 10 of the best heavy metal albums. Because let's be honest guys, you don't have the attention span anyways. That's not going to happen. So 10 of the best heavy metal albums of 2024. Let's go! So, in at number 10, this is a band that I didn't even really like ever, up until this fantastic album. It is Helvetes Port. Warlords is the title of this one. This is classic, just heavy metal. That's what it is. It's heavy metal. Has a bit of a touch of maybe like Manila Road. It kind of sounds like Manila Road at times. The vocals are a bit Manila Road even, but not as wonky. This is some great stuff. Straight up heavy metal from Sweden. Best tracks on this one. It's going to be Black Knight, probably Wasteland Warriors, and I would say Cry of the Night. But this is a really solid album. A bit long, I think it's 50 minutes plus, so they could probably trim some fat there, I think. And it would be even stronger, but yeah. This deserves to be on this list. At number 10, Helvetes Port. Warlords. Number 9. Fantastic album. Liminal Shroud. Visions of Collapse. This album is just a beautiful... The compositions are great. It's a beautiful album for introspection. And that kinda is where it falls as well, because I need to be in a specific mood to listen to this. I don't just throw it on whenever, you know? So, if I feel for some introspection, then this is the album to listen to. Whoops. There's only 5 tracks on this album, and I think it comes in at like 43 minutes maybe, something like that, which is perfect runtime. Longer compositions, but not a dud in the mix. All of these tracks are great. Oh, it's like melodic, sad black metal, by the way. Best tracks on this one. Nocturnal Phosphorescence, Nucleonic Blight, and probably The Ender, The Carving Scythe, but, you know, all of these tracks are good. And I just mentioned 60% of the album right there, so have a listen to this one if you have not heard it. It's gorgeous album. Look at this cover. Wow. What a nice cover there. And a fantastic album. At number 9, Liminal Shroud with the Visions of Collapse. Number 8, this is the only album that I do not own yet, and I have not been able to get a hold of it. It is a bunch of Spanish guys called Inverted Cross. The album is called Eternal Flames of Hell. I'll put a photo of it here, right here. Woo! By the magic of editing. This is like super angry, speedy thrashy, blackened death metal, I guess. It's just a blend of all of that stuff, but it's awesome. The vocals sound like an angry dog barking, which is great. And just gets you pumped. Best songs on this album would be Attack with Hellfire, Invoke the Goat. If you don't like that track, Invoke the Goat, then I don't know what you're on, dude. Come on. If that track doesn't get your blood pumping, then we are very different, you and I. And probably Black Leather Hordes. That is a great track as well. And a great album. Not really a dud on the album. There's a weird song that sounds happy, which doesn't really fit in. That's called Suffer to Live. I don't know, that's a weird one, but that's the only kind of weird song on the album. The rest is great. Listen to it right now. Coming in at number 7 is gonna be the Canadian trad metal legends, It's Traveller. Well, not legends, this is a new band. And unfortunately, their last album. Because these guys have recently disbanded, which made me very sad to hear, to say the least. But they went out with a bang. This is Prequel to Madness. Fantastic album. Not quite as good as the first album. I think this is better than their previous album. But yeah, the first one is still gonna be the greatest one for me. But this is, they're a bit more adventurous on this one. Longer compositions, just more intricate songwriting. Less of the meat and potatoes, heavy metal, which I love, but there's a clear progression here for these guys. Best tracks on this album would be Take the Wheel, I have to say probably Vagrants of Time, and the title track, Prequel to Madness. Awesome album, and I'm super sad to see these guys go, but it is what it is. It was a short-lived but great career for these dudes. Alright, we are at number 6, I believe, right? I'm losing track. I'm not used to talking to this camera like this and thinking at the same time, and goddamn. Anyways, this is Invincible, the masses are united. Judas Priest, Invincible Shield. Yeah, I know, this is not a perfect album by any stretch of the imagination, but when it hits hard, it hits really fucking hard. Such memorable tunes, and that's why it will have to be this high up on the list. Also, these guys sound fucking hungry on this album. It sounds like I can't believe it. This is 50 years into their career, and they're releasing this. Not into a career, even from the debut album. It's been 50 years. And this is the type of material they're releasing to this day. Amazing. Fucking fantastic. Legends. Rob Halford sounds better than probably since Painkiller, to be honest. He sounds fantastic on this album. And I think overall this is better than Firepower, I would say. I think this is stronger. Long-winded, yes. It could be trimmed down a whole lot, but still, great album. Come on, don't even try to deny it, guys. Best tracks, probably Panic Attack, the title track, and a lot of good tracks on this actually, but As God Is My Witness, that riff, it's just awesome. So, those are the best tracks. In at number 6, Invincible Shield by fucking Judas Priest. Number 5, a bunch of young boys from Finland, but they sure know how to write death metal. This is Cryptic Hatred with Internal Torment. I mean, this is meat and potatoes, fantastic. I shouldn't say fantastic anymore. I believe I've used that word too much already. Meat and potatoes death metal. It sounds great. it has that kind of like, it really, it sounds like old school death metal, but it doesn't really sound like a 90s release anyways. I don't know, it's a bit more polished. Again, this is an album with no bad tracks whatsoever. It's a joy to listen to. It just flies by, and I can listen to this time and time and time and time again. Oops, my battery died. Where was I? Cryptic Hatred, yes. Young boys from Finland playing death metal. Great death metal. If you like death metal, listen to this, because this is death metal and it's really good. Sleek runtime of about like probably 35 minutes or so, maybe a bit more. I don't write it down, but my point is, it flies by when you listen to it, and every track is great. Listen to it, Cryptic Hatred, Finnish death metal supreme. There's been a lot of great death metal coming out of Finland lately. Alright. In at number 4. Yeah, I know. This is pretty much a tribute band at this point, but they still make some fucking great music, and it's Riot 5, Mean Streets. Look at the seal. Look at the T-or over there. I'm a sucker for Riot. I love Riot. All eras of Riot are great. Now, this is not Riot, so to speak, this is Riot 5, but yeah, these albums have been great too. I do believe, though, that Todd Michael Hall, although, I mean, he sounds great, he has a great voice, but he's always sounded a little off, like on the album. I can't explain it, it's just like, he's kind of just slightly off key all the time, but not on this album. He really just owns his spot as the vocalist of Riot on this album. Sure, it does have its fair share of silly dad rockers, but it also kicks ass too. And I mean, the solos that these guys write, they're so tasty. It's a joy to listen to, and the tunes are so catchy, man. You just gotta love it. It's Riot, and it sounds great. And the best tracks on this album would be Hail to the Warriors. I probably have to say Higher, which is like a Christian rock tune, right? But it's still great. It's fun. It's not like too much in your face like Striper would be. And then let's see here. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to say the title track, Mean Streets. That is a great tune and a great album. And for me, it comes in at number 4 of last year. That is how great this is. Mean Streets, Riot 5. Alright, top 3. What's it gonna be? Let's see. Yes, at number 3 is Steel Inferno, Rush of Power. These are a bunch of dudes from Denmark, I think, but they're also they're like Polish dudes that moved to Denmark, and then they created this band, Steel Inferno. They have a few albums out, but I was really psyched to see the release of this one, and it did not disappoint, let me tell you that. Now, this is not on the list because it's like a big innovative release. It's not about innovation or like being interesting here, but it's just about the style of music. This sounds like early, it kind of sounds like Agent Steel, that kind of speed metal, just balls to the wall speed metal. It's not as technical as Agent Steel, I will say that. It's pretty like stripped down, but it's a hard hitting album. It sounds awesome, and that's why I love it, for the style of this, because you don't really see that many just pure speed metal albums these days, right? It's a lot of like blackened speed and thrashy, like death speed and stuff like that, but not just heavy metal speed like this, and I love it for that. Steel Inferno, Rush of Power. Best tracks on this one would be the opener, The Abyss. I would probably have to say The Blitz an attack. But yeah, not a dud on this album. This is solid all the way through. It's a fun listen, and you know, no one talks about these guys. I think it's a shame because these guys are great. They know how to, they just nail the speed metal sound that I love so much. So, give it a listen. Steel Inferno, Rush of Power. Alright, in at number 2. Whew, getting sweaty up in here. This is going to be an album that I would not like normally, because this is a progressive, technical, adventurous concept album, and all of that kind of like, get it away from me, I don't like that. And you probably know what it is at this point. Maybe it's everyone's favorite album, and for a reason, come on. And also, I've never liked these guys. I never cared for them. I didn't like their sound. It's too like messy and weird for me up until this album, and it is Blood Incantation's Absolute Elsewhere. Wow, what an album. Like, if you're a fan of music, you should give this a listen, because this is, to me, this is a very interesting album. I don't care if you say that, oh, fucking hipster album number 1. Well, you know, this is great. It is fantastic, this album. I've been blasting this over and over and over and over and over again. It's probably maybe my most listened to album of last year, to be honest. Even more so than the number 1 spot that I have on my list. But this comes in at number 2 because of the fact that there are some parts that I think could use a little bit of a trim. But it's not, I mean, it's a pretty sweet runtime at like 40 minutes or whatever it is. So I don't know what it is. It just works for me. I think it's an amazing album. The death metal parts hit very hard, and then there's the fucking trippy, spacey parts, the Pink Floyd parts, and it all just merges together so perfectly. This is a masterpiece. It will be remembered. I missed these guys when they came around this spring to play this album all the way through, and it sucks. I hate myself for it, but it was sold out. I didn't have time to buy a ticket, but yeah, this album's great. And hopefully I'll get this chance to see these guys this summer, and hopefully they'll play this album, because the rest I don't like, so maybe I should give it one more chance. But yeah, masterful album. Blood Incantation's Absolute Elsewhere at number 2. But you know what that means, right? That leaves us with only one album. There can only be one. And of course, this is the best and ultimate list out there on the internet. My list is the best one. So you should listen carefully now, because this album is great. And you know what? It's weird, because when I first heard this album, I didn't like it that much. I was just like, you know, it's okay, but it didn't really pique my interest that much. And it's weird for this album then to end up at my number 1 spot. But, you know, there were a few tracks that I was like, yeah, this is really good, and it made me go back to it. It was interesting enough to make me want to listen to it more. And lo and behold, now I love it. And it wins this whole list. At number 1 is Wormwood's The Star. This is the best and most awesome album of last year. Yes, it is. Trust me. Now, these boys sure know how to write black metal. It's such beautiful music. It's just super melodic, sorrowful, and like there's a lot of despair in this music, a lot of hopelessness, and it's beautiful. It brings a tear to my eye every time. This is one of those albums where I don't listen to one track. When I put this on, I listen to the whole thing, all the way through, every time, because it is so great. It has, I mean, this is such high quality music right here. Now, the reason I didn't really click with this one from the beginning is probably because of the high quality of this band's releases, like every album, because every album previous to this one really clicked with me, like right away when I heard it. But I mean, the high quality, it just makes it not stand out as much because it is just great, like all of their other albums. So I don't know. That's the only reason I can think of. But I love it now. It's a bit more adventurous. It's in a bit more of a like cosmic spacey direction because these guys usually write a lot of there's a lot of folky elements in their previous releases, right? And I love folky elements, but I don't really miss them on here. Now there's a bunch of tracks that has some folk elements to it. The last track specifically. But you know what? This works really, really fucking wonderfully. It's another banger from these guys. Super underrated. Why don't you listen to Wormwood? It's a great band. I mean, just listen to this album. Give it a chance. I don't see any love for these boys, but this is a 10 out of 10 album. Every song is an absolute banger. High quality stuff. Best tracks on this one. It's gonna be the opener, Stjärnfall. Great stuff. We've got Liminal, which was one of the songs that really clicked with me from the get-go. And then I probably have to say the amazing ender, the 10-minute epic by the name of Ro. Great album, in fact, the greatest album of 2024. So there you have it, my list of the best albums of last year. Alright, that's it for today, I guess. We'll see you next time, I don't know. Peace.